Yo, what's up, everybody? So yeah, we've got more news. You already know around this time, Mike Wang is pretty much dropping all the bits of information that they'll allow him to drop. At least that's how they portray it. Is that he's only allowed to say certain things, or like move on in a certain way. So he's out here. He's on X, and of course, you guys know we're less than a month away from 2K25 coming out. About a month away. So there's a lot of information they actually have to give us as consumers around this time. So they're going to do an information dump, and I think a lot of it's going to slip through the cracks. But I wanted to talk about this because one of the main things that I'm excited about that they've mentioned that does sound like it has to be a good thing. It has to be a positive. There's no way that they can mess this up. They changed the ratio of player size to court size. Like I don't. It's getting swept under the rug, but this is actually huge because for a while now it seems like the court's been too small, the players have been too big, players have been able to cover ground from miles away. You're able to guard two and three guys at one time. If they just fixed the size of the court, you could play a zone defense. You could, you could go sit in the corner and a guy couldn't go on the opposite block and come out and close out on your shot. You can have more uncontested shots when a person is not being honest defensively on shooters. You can actually make the defense pay if the court size is right. And I think this is something that is going to pay dividends. I think that they had to make some adjustments in order to make this change. And I think for a while, for years, they weren't willing to do it. But I think it's one of the things, like a small, minute change that's going to help. Another thing, it looks like, guys, bump steals are back. It looks like bump steals are back. They won't call it a bump steal, but he's saying right here, Baluba, this is Mike Wing, the gameplay director, the head of gameplay, the guy who gives the yeses and nos, gives the orders when it comes to how this game is played. He says in NBA2k25, you can anticipate those moves and bump the dribbler, he'll fumble the ball. The higher the delta between the defender and the ball handler, the easier it will be to force turnovers. So, yeah, man, it's going to have a lot to do with anticipation, as it already has. I think a lot of people are worried that you'll just be able to time somebody and just hit one button one good time and rip the ball from them clean, and that's already a problem in the game. So I don't exactly know what the meta for this is going to be like, but I can say this: if they nail it, this could be good, because if you watch my last video, you'll know that I'm big on giving the defense tools. I'm big on giving us defensive tools to keep up with all this offensive arsenal that they're giving the guards, the bigs. I mean, everybody's gonna be able to score. Everybody's gonna be able to dribble and shoot. I just want to know, how can we keep up as defenders? If there's no lateral quickness attribute, how can we keep up? How can we sacrifice maybe shooting on our build to make somebody who can stay in front of anybody? Make a Drew Holiday. Can I make a Drew Holiday? It's not that Drew Holiday's always getting on ball steals. He's just able to move his feet. He just has good footwork. Maybe defensive footwork should be an attribute along with lateral quickness. I actually am not against that. Add more defensive attributes. I think that's something that they could look at doing. Is everything that you do when you create your player has to do with like offense, and you have defensive rebounds, steals, blocks. But other than that, what is there? Am I missing something? Defensive rebounds, steals, blocks. What else is there, man? Perimeter defense, interior defense. That's very vague. How can we specify perimeter defense? How can we specify interior defense? What goes into perimeter defense that would make you a good perimeter defender? Well, you have footwork, you have defensive hands, you have defensive awareness. You got things like that. I mean, obviously, there's things like making yourself small when you're trying to fight through a screen. That will come through a pick dodger. But, I mean, there's a lot more they can do to make you at least feel like, okay, the defense has a set of tools, the offense has a set of tools. Let's see who can combine those tools the best and use those tools the best. That's how it should be. Not like, okay, ball handlers get this. They can dribble this way. New dribbling engine. New shooting system. New signature size ups. New offensive animations. And the defense is still sitting here from the same defensive tools from 2K20. It's time to balance the game, bro. It's time to balance the game so people can be comp that just like to know where they're supposed to be on offense, know where they're supposed to be on defense, rather. What about those guys? What about the people who just enjoy staying in front of a man and being able to just clamp somebody, like with natural joystick movement, no badges, nothing. Like I can actually move my thumb and predict which way you're going and beat you there. And it takes timing and pretty much timing and mental fortitude to be able to do that, to be able to not give up. So I want to see what what they can do for the defense in these ball handling situations. You can use rhythm shooting on any jump shot. Man, I don't know. There's a big content creator, a 2K league player who said that everybody's going to be using this. I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know if everybody's going to be using it, but I said the same thing when they introduced the shooting with the joystick, when they introduced shot aiming. And, over a period of time, as soon as people figured out how to cheat with it, now everybody's doing it. So, I don't know, man. Will you need post control attributes to score post fades? You don't need post control for post fades. Post control is more for post moves. Post fade. So why not just make a post move attribute? Let's just get it out there. Make a post move. What is post control? That just shows right there that post control's been in the game for 2-3 years now. Nobody knows exactly what it is. So now you're not saying that it has anything to do with post fades or actually shooting from the post. It has everything to do with being able to move around in the post. Ball security. Why not post interior ball security? Things like that. Like give the big man a different. How about this? You give fours and fives a different set of attributes that they can upgrade. Things like post moves, ball security on the inside, defensive interior anchor, things like that. Why not let them choose? Let us choose what we want our rating to be in those specific categories. What changes have been made to post defense? Post fades and hooks now use a different set of contest logic than normal shots. The new logic better simulates how shooting out of the post is in real life and puts more of the makes versus miss on the shooter's ability to time an inherently more difficult shot. Defenders will want to get a hand up or jump to contest it to make it tougher for the shooter, though. Okay, I mean that's pretty much always been the case. You always want to jump to contest a shot. I really don't understand what Mike Wang is getting at here. What you're saying is now, I guess what the overall synopsis of this tweet is that before, making a shot in the post had nothing to do with how well you're being defended. That's what it comes down. That's basically all I can read from this. So I don't know, guys. This is just part one. I'm gonna come back tomorrow and I'll do some more Mike Wang tweets, but we're supposed to be getting to my player, my career information that didn't start yesterday, that didn't start today. So who knows, man? Stay locked in though. Respect the game.